Coming up next on Access Framingham TV, a visit to Italy with my guests, Carol and Steve Fader. Stay tuned. Hello, I'm Jack Barron, host of Travels with Jack on Access Framingham TV, where guests share with our audience a recent trip, a vacation, a cruise, or maybe a day trip right here in New England. You'll see their photos and hear about the exciting places they have visited. On this month's show, my guests are Carol and Steve Fader. In October 2015, the Faders toured northern Italy, visiting Florence, Venice, Tuscany, and other places in that part of the country. What parts of the world have you visited? Please be my guest on Travels with Jack and share your travel experience with our viewing audience. Just contact us here at Access Framingham Television and let us know you'd like to be a guest. You can phone AFTV at 508-875-5434, or you can send an email message to info@accessfram.tv. Our associate producer will contact you to make arrangements for you to be on our show here on Access Framingham TV. If you don't live in Massachusetts, we would be pleased to assist with your travel to the Access Framingham studios. And Carol and Steve Fader, welcome to Travels with Jack. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
The Faders are residents of Ashland, formerly of Framingham. Steve was the town engineer for Wellesley for more than 20 years. He is currently retired and active with PKD Kidney Charities. He's an active golfer. And he was born and raised in New York City. And Steve tells me he is not, I have to repeat, not a New York Yankees fan, but he does root for the Mets. All right, don't get me. Carol has been, Carol was born and raised in Hudson, Mass.
Right.
And later moved to Framingham.
Right.
Carol is retired from General Dynamics Corporation.
Right.
And is a very busy retiree.
Right. She's
an active jogger and the caregiver to the household pet Margot, who is a bunny. And they let me know that Margot is definitely not on the Easter Sunday menu coming up. Steve's daughter, Stephanie, is an active entrepreneur here in Framingham, where she is an executive with punchbowl.com, a party and event planning.com company. And Steve says he tries to stay out of her way, but he helps her out a little bit. So thank you very much for coming. And tell me a little bit about this trip to Italy in October. Where'd you leave from? How'd you get there? What airline? Give me the scoop.
The scoop. Okay. This is our second trip to Italy.
Okay.
We had visited Tuscany and Umbria in 2014.
A year earlier.
A year earlier, early fall. Had such a great time. And to tell you the truth, I was watching a, oh God, here I am vapor locking.
That's all right. Some show on Italy.
It was on PBS.
Okay.
The singer.
Botticelli.
Andrea Bocelli.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
And you said, I got to be there.
Right.
It was from Portofino.
Okay.
And I said, boy, this is beautiful. And I started to think, where else do we want to go? And hence the trip. We flew Lufthansa.
Oh, really?
Yep.
We're into Frankfurt.
From Boston to Frankfurt.
Right.
Yep.
And then Frankfurt to Milano.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Yep.
And we went through passport verification in Frankfurt,
Right.
and there was none in
Italy.
In Italy.
Oh,
Right.
so you were took advantage of that whole EU passport thing?
Apparently, yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Right.
sure at the time, but it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And coming back, we came through, we flew out of Venice and went through Munich, and we went through the same passport verification.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you look at our passports, there's no
You just
sign
went
that
to
we were ever
Germany.
in Italy.
Right.
We just went to Germany.
Germany.
Really? Okay, that's
Germany.
interesting.
Yeah.
The flights were delightful. No complaints whatsoever. In fact, on the flight back, the bathrooms were downstairs.
Oh, really? So
I'd never
this
seen
was
that on a plane before.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't a 747.
No.
And I don't remember the
I
type
wonder
of
if
airplane.
It was that new Airbus plane? Did you get the feeling it was pretty new?
It was relatively new, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yes. And it was delightful.
Good. So that's a good way to start the trip.
Absolutely.
Germany, you just transferred in the airport, or did you have time to get out into
Nope.
Frankfurt? No.
Just in the airport.
Okay,
Airport.
I'm with you. Big airport.
Yeah.
Just in the airport.
All right, so you landed in Milan,
We land in Milan.
and Bill's going to give us some pictures, but tell me in the meantime.
We landed in Milan. We really didn't see Milan, just the airport.
Okay.
Our first stop was Stresa, which is on Lake Maggiore in northern Italy.
Okay.
It's in the same...
Here we got a map.
Yep.
So this is a map of Europe, and they circled Italy. Okay. Perfect. Oh,
And then this is the general region that we were in.
oh, okay.
You see Milan. We did not do Turin. We went through Genoa. Then you go down the Italian Riviera, the coast, and we were in Florence, Siena, went through Bologna, and then finished in Venice.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, this
Now-
is, tell me.
Yeah.
Obviously, you want to start in Italy at a wine store. This was our first stop, the first afternoon we were there. I think a lot of people were groggy from the flight over, but this lady was demonstrating various wines and some food to go with the wines. And you can see everybody is attentively paying
Was this a
attention.
group trip you went on?
This was, it's called Italian Treasures, Italy's Treasures,
Okay.
and it's with Colette.
Oh, okay. So
Colette
it was
Vacations.
a group. Okay.
Yep.
And we book our tours through AAA.
Right.
Perfect.
Yep.
This is late in the afternoon on a street in Stresa. You can see the outdoor restaurants,
Yeah,
which
looks
we
lovely.
love to eat in. This is Lake Maggiore itself, and this is the typical of the boats that are used, and even smaller, to transport people across the lake or trips onto the lake. There are various islands within the lake that you can also eat on, tour.
Now, those are what, the Italian Alps behind you?
Well, if you look in the distance, and there's a better
Yep.
photograph coming up,
Right.
where you can actually see the snow-covered Alps in the
okay.
background.
Right.
So you weren't far from Switzerland?
No.
No. Okay. Oh, look at these houses right on the
Well,
rocks.
this is a convent, actually.
Really?
Right
Yes. I cannot imagine what it's like to be living there on the side of a cliff.
Yeah.
Yep. Right.
Although it looks like it's been there a while.
It has.
Yep.
It has. Very much so. And everything is done by
your
boat.
pictures are so clear, and they almost look like postcards.
Yep.
I try.
Don't tell me this was from an iPhone or something.
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
No.
Okay.
If you must know, it's a Canon 70D.
Okay, good, because
Yeah.
they're fabulous.
Yep.
This is the town of Palanza, and it's on one side of the lake, and if you drove to the end of the lake, came around the other side, you'd eventually come to this small town. This is a monument to the Italy's war dead,
Oh.
World War I.
Right.
Oh, World War One.
Yep.
Okay.
World War I.
Right.
And the flowers are typical of many of the parks and gardens you see in Europe in general, but certainly in Italy.
And this was October. The temperature was, what would you say?
Temperature was in the 70s.
So comfortable.
Low to
Yeah.
mid 70s, yes.
Comfortable.
This is also Palanza. You land kind of with the boat on the left, and then you walk through the town. It's just beautiful. Now, if you take a good look at the middle toward the left, you see snow-covered mountains.
Yes.
Yes.
Those are the Alps.
Oh, okay.
Those are the Alps.
Now, is this a little bit near? Oh, there's Carol.
Yes.
This a little bit near Lake Como? Are you in that same kind
It's
of
not
area?
far.
Not far.
No.
It's not far. Everywhere I go, there's pictures like this
Right.
with this woman.
I know.
This is our hotel.
Oh.
It was called the Regina Palace Hotel. It's very grand looking and same type of environment inside.
So you were happy with this hotel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is our tour guide.
Oh.
Right.
Tour
I was gonna
director.
say, Carol, you put glasses on?
I
You
know.
couldn't
Yeah.
look
No.
younger.
Yeah.
This
She
is Monica.
was very good.
She
Yeah.
was very good. She's
Yeah.
from Italy.
Right.
And it was certainly nice to have somebody who speaks Italian with you.
Yep.
After we left Stresa, we went to the Lake Orta region, and we had to get off the coach, and we were transported to the town and down to the lake, near the lake, I should say, by this train.
Looks Disneylandish.
It
Yeah.
looks like something you'd see in Disney or some other theme park. Now, the train drops you off, and then you have to walk down
Oh, okay.
a series of steps, and I don't know if you can gather how steep this is. It's one thing going down. It's an altogether different thing coming back up.
You mean they don't pick you up?
They
to bring
don't pick you up
No.
at the bottom and bring you back.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to walk all the way back up the hill.
It really is beautiful, though. It looks like
It was
a
beautiful.
picture book town.
Yeah.
It is. Almost every place I find we've been in Italy
Right.
is that way. This is Isla di San Giulio. I hope I pronounced that right.
Perfectly fine.
And you can see center left, there's a convent,
Again, a convent.
Yeah.
another convent. And notice you don't see garages, but what you see are open doors leading to where the boats are stored.
Right.
Because everybody travels in this area by boat. Now, this is a path that is circumferential around the island, and there are other people living here, obviously, and it takes about 10 minutes to follow the path all the way around the island. You come back at the same place.
About how many people were with your group, would you say?
I think there were about 40 to 44.
Something like
Oh,
that.
okay. So you had a
It was
good-sized
full.
group.
Yeah, and
It was
good,
fun.
good groups too.
And did you make some friends on the trip?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say, very often what's nice about these tours, they're people like
Yep.
you,
Right.
leisure time, and they have a lot in common, and it's very,
These were all predominantly Americans.
yep,
We've been on other trips where we've had Aussies, Brits,
yep.
Right.
and it's
The
interesting.
Brits I always bump into. I think all they do is travel.
You know what I
Yeah.
will tell you, and you've already stated that I'm a Mets fan. Two things you see wherever you travel. People wearing Yankees hats, people wearing Red Sox
Yes.
hats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Red's
wherever
very
you travel.
global.
Yeah.
Wherever
Yeah.
you travel. Yeah.
And you say Boston, they always go, Red Sox,
Red Sox.
Red Sox.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So this is more of the path. It kind of up and down a bit, but it's well paved. And this is the convent itself, which you could go in. And I'm very cautious about where I take photographs. Some churches especially do not allow you to take photographs.
Right, yeah.
And I just put the camera back in
Really?
my bag.
Yep.
Yeah. Here we are on the boat coming back from the island. I think you can see Carol there on the left with our tour guide, Monica, telling us various and sundry facts, most of which I never remember. I always take a journal.
Look how pretty, though.
Yeah.
It was.
I always
beautiful.
take a journal, and the first couple of nights I can catch up with what has been said during the day, but then I get so tired, we run out of time, I never finish it.
Yeah.
So this is the island
This
from
is your
the mainland.
journal.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
photos are your
Yep.
journal.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I was going to say, it looks like Alcatraz a little bit, but
Yeah,
much
really,
nicer, you know, when you look at an island.
Having been to Alcatraz, it's...
Yep.
Look how pretty.
We actually ate at the restaurant in the foreground.
Yep.
So what do they have? Boats that bring all the food and everything every day?
Well, this is back on the mainland.
Back on the mainland. But on that little island,
yes.
they got so they bring everything over.
Picture, it's a smaller version of Venice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really, where everything has to be shipped in. This is, again, the island.
Looks lovely.
Now, okay, we're about to move on to the Italian Riviera.
Okay.
And we stayed at an old castle in a place called Sestre Levante. And
He said, did you hear that? He said that beautifully.
Yep.
And the castle, what was made this odd, if you didn't ride up in a car along the driveway, you came in off a street. The castle was up here. The street is down here. And you had to walk through a long tunnel to get to an elevator.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then up you went.
But at least they had an elevator.
At least, thankfully.
Right.
I can't imagine doing it without an
So
elevator.
the tour company would put it all together. They
You don't have to do a thing.
You didn't have to do a thing.
Right.
We get picked up in Ashland.
Oh, really?
Yes.
They arranged that too?
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
We
This is all AAA you booked it through?
Yep.
Yes. You can
Okay.
go through Colette or a travel
Yep.
agent. She started actually some years ago when we started traveling with AAA in Needham.
And you liked it.
Right.
And it worked out very well. And every trip has been through AAA.
Yep.
Beautiful.
So this is from our hotel room at the castle.
Yep.
And this is typical of the architecture in, along the Italian Riviera and other places. This is now Portofino. Portofino, also, it rained. This is where we had, our first bout with rain.
Right.
And there was a picture which I didn't include, which had this one in a blue rain slicker, looking miserable.
Yeah.
Looking miserable.
Well, nobody wants
I know.
rain when you
And you can see by the sky over the harbor, this was getting better already. This was getting better already. This is also Portofino.
Yeah.
Now we've moved on.
I think in Portofino, if I'm not mistaken, didn't who was the Queen Victoria? I think used to go to Portofino or something.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah,
It is,
had a big house there or something. Yeah, lovely. The food there is, well, I don't have to tell you about how good the food is.
And now we're into Monte Rosso, which is part of the Cinque Terre, 5 lands.
Okay.
And there are successive towns along the Mediterranean. This was the only one we went to. I call your attention to how wet the pavement is.
I do see it.
We were fortunate because
but it looks here like this rain
was
had
passable.
stopped. Yeah.
It was passable.
Yep.
It was passable. And then this
the beach looks nice.
The beach is nice. You can see people on those
How
rocks.
was the sand there? Nice? Was it rocky or was it sand?
It's not Hawaii. It was sand.
It was sand because I was going to say, I've been to north of there to Monte Carlo, and it was very rocky.
Yeah,
I did not like. There was no sandy beach.
Yeah.
I mean, it has other nice things about it.
Yes.
But we're only talking 20 miles away from where you were.
Right.
Because you go right through that tunnel there in Rock Broom, and you're in Monaco. So it's but that looked like a nice sandy beach.
Yeah.
Not Hawaii, but
not
everything's Hawaii.
Yeah.
You can't have everything.
You can't have everything.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
This is Lucca, which is a walled city.
Oh, really?
And this is only part of the wall around the perimeter of the city.
This is Donald Trump built this. This is the wall?
I'm not sure it's high enough for Trump.
Donald Trump.
I don't think we'll go there.
Yeah.
And now I know whenever I see a wall around the city, I think of Donald Trump. We're going to build a wall.
This is actually on top of the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a pedestrian thoroughfare.
And when was this built?
Oh, you would ask me.
Many
Many years ago.
Many years ago. Okay, good
many
answer.
years, yeah.
Many years ago. And who can resist the carousel?
Yep.
Right, carousel.
And this was right almost as you entered
So
the
this
town.
is a whole walled city.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Gelato.
Another place we ate.
Yep.
We didn't have gelato there.
Gelato.
But
Now, did you have any issues with the migrants we hear about in Italy? They're No, it sounds like you didn't.
not
No.
here. You see more migrants in
Milan?
Florence.
Oh,
Florence, yeah.
A lot of gypsies,
Oh,
Yep.
people selling things, and will come up to you and.
because I know it's been a very big issue in, I think more so maybe Rome, but they've been talking about a lot of people living on the streets and
Right.
not being able to control it. And,
Yep.
Yeah,
but
we
here
didn't,
I don't. It looks very nice.
we didn't see many people
You didn't.
living on the streets.
Okay.
There are people selling anything
Different
from
though.
Yeah, what they
selfie
want.
sticks
Yep.
to scarves.
Yeah.
So, this is Giuseppe Garibaldi, a statue.
Okay.
And I actually had to go back and refresh my memory. He is one of the founding fathers of the
nation of-
unified
Yes,
Italy.
unified
Yeah.
Italy.
Yes. This is a theater.
Beautiful. These streets look spotless up
Clean.
here. Where
Yeah,
you were.
they are.
Very
Yep.
clean.
They are. And Lucca was not that crowded. This is...
Well, you know, you were October. Their high season might be
Right.
what, August?
we deliberately try and take these
Yep.
trips off-season.
I don't
Right.
blame you.
Yeah.
Much easier to see everything.
Right. Yeah.
This is the Cathedral of San Martino. And what I do is try and take an overall photograph of
Your
the building.
pictures are fantastic.
Yeah.
And then I think the next one shows the detail of some of the
Yep.
work that went into building the structure. And I don't even, as an engineer, I don't
Looks
even
a
want
little
to think.
bit like the tower in Venice.
Venice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in St. Mark's Square. You know,
Right.
that same... Oh, look at the
This is
tile
the
work.
ceiling.
Wow, yeah. Beautiful. You know, I always wonder, you know, I'm in the food business, so I always look at food and...
Right.
And you being an engineer, you probably look at the buildings and go, wow, look at the, you know, way they assembled this or assembled that
Yeah.
or...
It's funny, you can't get away from your training.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't get away from your
I was going
training.
to say, it's funny how people travel. They look at different things.
Right.
And you wanted food, we'll give you food later in the presentation.
Yep.
I always
Oh.
I always take pictures of dogs.
Dogs.
Maybe because I've never had one.
Yeah.
This dog looks in good condition.
Yeah.
Oh, without question.
Yep.
This is the Plaza Napoleone, Napoleon, and it's kind of just out of the picture. There was a building flying a French flag.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Now, was Napoleon, did they say he was there or
I think Napoleon was like George Washington.
Oh,
He
look
was
at this one.
everywhere.
everywhere?
It's cute.
Another dog was in the basket of a bicycle.
Yeah.
Now this is, as you exit Lucca, this is one of the gates.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, you might think, Lucca, okay, Italy, they had the North Face. They had
Oh, the stores.
all, it was
Yes.
not lacking for any of the stores we have in any mall here. This is the castle we stayed in.
Oh, wow.
And
Yep.
the little door on the left of the light is where the elevator was, thankfully. And this is the entrance to the restaurant dining area. This I did take, I have to confess, with my iPhone.
Oh,
because
okay.
Yeah.
this is the Duomo in Florence.
Oh, okay. The
And you-
famous, yep.
You can see all of the umbrellas.
Right.
You can see how wet the street is. I didn't take my camera out of the bag.
No.
And we all got soaked. We went into a museum just to dry off. It was brutal.
Yeah.
This,
Look at it. Yeah.
This you can see how wet
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
I see it there.
This is
But
Santa.
yet you got a blue sky behind you.
Well, it was clearing.
Yep.
Yeah.
It did eventually clear, but around 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yep.
This is the Santa Croce, and I would point out this square. They play a game there once a year. It's a combination, it sounds like, of rugby, our football, and they kill each other. Literally. I saw this on 60 Minutes about a month or so ago, and they rush up and down,
You
tackling
grabbed
each
Carol.
other.
Carol, remember we were here.
It's hard to believe in front of a church.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're playing this game where you try and run to the end and throw it into a goal.
The one thing I found, though, not just there, I see all over the world, is a lot of these old churches, there's nobody in them. You go in.
That's right. In and out. Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, at least they're maintaining them there, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But, oh, Bill, can you go back one? There we go.
Again, this is
in Florence.
Florence.
Much more crowded than the other cities you were in when you were up north.
It was. This was a Sunday.
Yeah.
And I think the only thing that might have, no pun intended, dampened the crowd
was the weather.
The weather, yeah.
The weather.
Oh, yeah. No, you can see the difference in the people.
You should know I don't have a lot of photographs of Florence in this presentation because I took most of them last year when we were there, and the weather was much better.
Yep.
I give you Dante Alighieri.
I don't know him.
Dante's Inferno, the Divine Comedy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And we used the statue as a meeting point for our group.
Oh, there's a great picture.
Yeah.
The Duomo. And I'll tell you what got me interested in Florence. We followed the series on Stars. I don't know if you get it. Da Vinci's Demons.
Yeah.
It's now ended.
Okay.
But that just piqued my interest in Florence.
Right.
They took us to this overlook where we were able to get some great photographs. And fortunately, the weather cleared. So,
I'll tell you, though, when you show me the walled city of Lucca, you would show me Portofino, I say to myself, you know, these are places you might be pretty comfortable safety-wise.
yes.
Right.
Well, you know, I can't help it. We were talking before the show started.
Yeah.
For those of you who are watching this, we're a few days after the recent terrorist attacks in Belgium at the airport. And as a traveler, you can't help but be concerned, where can you go today, what's safe? But I think of places like Portofino,
Right.
and you say this walled city of Lucca, which I've never been to, look to me like they could be relatively safe vacation spots that you can enjoy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, what a nice picture. You took that, Carol?
Can we go back for a second?
Yep.
There we go.
This is the Arno River, and in the middle of the photo, you can see Ponte Vecchio.
Yes, the
Yep.
Ponte
There's a lot
Vecchio
of-
Bridge.
Yep.
A lot of jewelry is sold there.
Oh, yeah.
And the next one, which was me, just proves that I actually was there,
Yeah.
that someone else didn't take the photos.
It's a good photo.
So I think that's the only one of me in the whole lot. This now we're in Tuscany,
Okay.
and we stayed at a villa
Yep.
that had been divided into rooms, and the owner was an older gentleman, and he...
Now, they put all the 44 of you fit there, or do they move you into different places?
No, the whole 44.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
And we were the only guests
Oh, okay, so they
during that time
they
period.
dedicated it to your group.
Yep.
And this is a small golf course that he had constructed.
Really?
Yes. And there's a hill town in the back.
See, I'll say something in the advantage of some of these tour companies.
Yeah.
They dig up venues like this that you normally would never get if you went yourself or planned it from...
That's true.
You know, I'm not negating planning a trip. I do it from online or whatever.
Right.
But, you know, I usually come up with the traditional, you know, the Hilton or this or that. But you get sometimes these unusual venues when you go with some of these specialty groups.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is the villa.
Yeah, looks very nice.
And I don't know if you can see the middle row, second window on the left, from the right, actually. That's our room.
Okay.
With the window open. And it was a lovely, quaint place.
Yeah.
Obviously, vino. And for the most part, the food was pretty good.
Yeah.
And we stayed at the villa 4 nights, and we did day trips from there, one of which was
Great.
Florence.
Yeah.
This is Siena. And if you've ever seen the James Bond movie we were talking earlier,
Right.
Quantum of Solace,
Yes.
this is Il Campo, the main square, and they run a horse race here every, I think twice a year, August and September, and they fill this with dirt, and the horses from each neighborhood in Siena run around the perimeter.
Oh.
And the jockey doesn't even have to be on the horse to finish the race. The horse can finish the race on its own. And that was highlighted in Quantum of Solace in the very beginning. This is the City Hall, the clock tower in Siena. And this is other portions of the Campo, and it's surrounded by shops and restaurants.
Again, looks very clean.
Very much so.
Yeah.
This is your Tuscan sunset. And then this is the hill town we actually ate in twice as approaching twilight, and you can see people come out at night.
Oh, you know, I see these pictures, I want to get in a plane and go.
Really?
Yeah, I know, yeah. Right.
Really. This is a hotel. It's a winery. It's in Tuscany. We spent.
They must have used this as the base for the Olive Garden. It looks almost like an Olive Garden restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh, another
more
dog.
dogs.
Yeah.
More dogs. I love the dogs.
Yeah.
Carol, you got to get him a dog.
I know.
Just protect Margot.
Yeah, Margot.
The problem is I want a basset hound,
Yeah.
and they were trained to hunt rabbits.
Oh, really?
So that wouldn't work out.
No.
Anyway, more of the winery. And we had a cooking lesson. Everybody got a chance to make pasta from scratch.
Oh.
So here we are.
Yep.
And then they used the pasta for our lunch.
Oh, look at the beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bella Tuscany.
Right.
It's just gorgeous. Pictures don't do it justice.
No.
This is the inside of the home at the winery. And people live here. The owners of the winery live here. This is one of their rooms. And again, you can see the wine on the side.
And they allowed you to walk right into
You
the
go
home
right
and
through.
everything. Really?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh,
Another four-legged
Another one,
friend.
yep.
They have a chapel on the grounds, a swimming pool.
Oh,
Yep.
really? So they had
yes.
a whole...
Now we're on to Bologna.
Yep.
This to me looks like a jail.
yes, it looks...
does.
Or military.
Yeah.
It's the city hall.
Okay.
Now maybe there's some poetic meaning there. I don't know.
Don't ask me.
This is another church, cathedral in Bologna.
In Bologna? Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
And again, I have more of these, but I try and get some of the detail work that you can't see from afar. One of the Bologna streets.
Wow.
There we go.
Pastries.
Pastry.
Yep.
It was hard to resist this.
Yes, right. Yep.
We were walking by, I said, I got to take a picture of this.
Yep.
And they had chestnuts for you in October, I see.
Yep.
Marron's glacé.
Anything with chocolate
Glacé
catches
chestnut.
my
You
eye.
like
Yep.
chocolate.
Right.
And this was a platter that they put out on
cold
tables.
Cuts. Yep.
Cold cuts.
And this
yep.
was lunch
Yep.
with wine or bottled water
And some nice bread.
and bread,
You
Bread.
were all set.
Yep.
cheese. You can see it's a little more crowded now.
Yep.
But still, it looks, very nice.
Yep.
It's interesting. The green cross on the right there,
Yep.
those are pharmacies.
Right.
Drugstores.
Yep.
Excuse me.
That's all right.
Notice the jacket on the gentleman, New York.
Yep.
Yep.
Everywhere you go.
Yep.
Now we're in Venice.
The
Right.
dogs again, I see.
And the dogs again, it's nighttime.
Yep.
This guy had to be a dog walker.
Right.
Because I can't
I
believe
bet
he
you're
had
right.
6 dogs
Yes, absolutely.
for
Yep.
himself.
Oh, that must be a tough town to have to, walk your dogs around because,
Right.
of course, you're on the water all
That's
the time.
right. Yep.
You're on the water and
What a classic picture.
Yep.
Had you been to Venice before?
we had each been there many years ago separately.
Okay.
Yep.
And I decided when I saw Bocelli in Portofino, I said, if we're going to go back there, let's make Venice part of the trip this time.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, there's St. Mark's
St.
Square.
Mark's Square, yes.
Yep.
Again, I try and get more of the detail work. The clock tower, the famous clock tower.
Beautiful. I don't know. It looks like a postcard. I can't believe that picture.
I'll say thank you.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the close-up. Oh, so they're doing a lot of restoration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This is the inside of the Doge's palace, and I tried to take photographs of some of the detail work that had been done. Because you don't see this today.
No,
Oh, look
you
at
don't
this.
see it. You're right.
This is the home, the famous family who ran all the finances and everything in that area. Was and that book? What's the political book they always refer to in politics?
Are you thinking of the Medicis?
Medici.
The Medicis
Right.
was the family,
Right.
and this, I believe, was their home, wasn't it?
The Doge actually was elected, which I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
They told us that there. They were elected officials. This is a clock, 24 hours.
And this is, I think, what, around the 1500s, I believe.
Yeah.
Beautiful, the artwork,
work.
the everything.
Work,
Is,
yeah.
We had it while we were here. I'll make this as quick as I can. We had a gentleman from Canada. Great shape. Great shape. He had a problem. He didn't eat much breakfast. He ran up the stairs. He passed out.
Yeah.
They called an ambulance.
Yeah.
40 minutes for the ambulance
Oh,
to
really?
come.
Wow.
A water ambulance.
Yeah.
Oh, it came in the water.
40 minutes.
40
I mean,
minutes.
I can't imagine if it was a life and death situation.
Right.
Waiting 40 minutes. I don't think you'd wait 40
I
minutes.
never even would get. It's amazing you bring up the story because, I would never even think about an ambulance. But I guess when it happens,
Yeah.
You don't think of it until you need one.
yeah,
Right.
And this,
Oh, and it came by water.
yeah.
Yep.
So they pull up nearby, and what? The guys get off with a stretcher and everything.
And they come in, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope the story is he.
It has
ended
a
up
happy
okay.
ending,
Happy
yes.
ending. Good.
Yeah. Right.
And
This is now into the lagoon. We went from Venice. They took us to Murano,
with the
Yep.
glass.
the glass.
Yep.
For those of our viewers who have not been to Venice, it is a city built literally on the water. And it has boats, some gondolas, but mostly speedboats that serve as taxis, take you everywhere around that city. And it's a very unusual,
No cars.
That's
no
right.
cars,
Yep.
very unusual city.
Yep.
And something to see.
It's something to see, and I remember my first impression years ago, almost 40 years ago, was that you look at the buildings and it looks like a movie set.
Yes.
You don't think there's anything behind the walls. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Just so beautiful. And again, you can see the people, the crowd was manageable.
Yes.
Yep.
Very manageable.
Yeah, well, I think, as I said earlier, you were smart to go October. You've beaten the summer rush. And Venice, when it's very hot and muggy, that water can pick up a little bit of a smell.
Yeah.
We had none of that.
Yeah,
No.
no. Oh,
Another
dog.
four-legged friend.
Yep.
Pretty dog. Looks like an English setter.
Yeah.
Again,
There you go.
vintage
Yeah.
Venezia.
And you had good weather there, it looks like.
Yes.
Yep.
No rain.
Very nice.
Now, what,
Fortunately.
was Venice, did you take the bus back to Tuscany for that as well, or you stayed in?
No. The bus drove us to Venice,
Yep.
Right.
where you can go as far as where you can go on the
Yep.
mainland, and then we took water taxis, bags and all. And when we were done, we took water taxis to the airport in Venice.
Right.
Oh, so you left right out of Venice. So you didn't really stay overnight there, or
2 nights.
Two
oh,
nights.
you did. Where
Yeah.
did they put you when you were in Venice?
It was an old hotel. We weren't part of the main building.
Okay.
We were in an annex, I guess. Is
Okay.
the best.
Yeah.
And we would walk up, no elevators.
Oh
No.
Okay.
Excuse me. no elevators, and they carried the bags up and down, which was
At least
great.
they did that.
Right.
Which was
Yep.
great.
Did you like the hotel other than the elevator situation?
The room was kind of small,
Yeah, small.
Okay. So that,
and that tends to be typical in many hotels.
but that
in
was
Europe.
sounds like the only one you were a little disappointed in.
Well, the one at the castle was huge
Yeah.
Yeah.
in comparison. The room in Stresa was delightful, and in Tuscany it was a little small,
Okay.
Yeah.
smallish. But you take
But
what you get.
Well, and you were, in general, it sounds like you were
Right.
pretty happy with
Yep.
it. There's another beautiful shot, Venice. Is this
No.
is what, the airport? I'm
No,
looking-
this
no?
is-
Okay.
This is a lighthouse, and we're entering Murano, the
Okay.
Murano Island, which is, as you mentioned, the glassworks. This is inside the glass-making factory, and you can see he's blowing glass. And the next slide will show you even further
Did you
in the
buy
process.
something? Did you buy some glass?
Yes,
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
we bought 2 wine goblets
Yep.
Okay.
We still have them. Yep.
for 180 euro
Yep.
Okay.
for the 2 of them, which is about a little over 200 bucks.
Right.
Yep.
Was it overpriced? Yes.
Yep.
Well, it's a memory.
But it's a memory of a place that's so beautiful.
Right. Yep.
And whenever you use the glasses, you go, remember this
Yep.
one.
That's right.
Steve, remember we drank the wine there?
Where didn't we drink wine?
Yeah.
This, in the photograph we saw previously, little picture was what he was making.
And of course, they've been doing this hundreds of years over there.
Now this is interesting. See what this is. See if you can guess.
Well, some kind of goblet or something, it looks like.
All right, you'll see as we go further.
Yep.
Oh, I would never figure that out.
The things they make are just beautiful.
Yeah.
This
And
is like
expensive.
almost a little statue.
Yeah, yeah. Now this is where from the boat dock at the glassworks, and this you can see is more of Venice, Murano. It's just beautiful.
Now, what they do, they could put you on several boats to get your whole group over to there?
No, typically we were able to get everybody on one
Really?
boat.
Right.
Yeah.
Really? Did they reserve them? Did they have something
Again,
planned?
it's one of the benefits of one
So
of these
they had it
package-
planned. They said, we're going to be here at 10 a.m., have a boat for us.
If you're looking
Yeah.
to see an area or a particular country, and you want to see what you need to see, these are the things to do.
Right.
The places, the
To
type
go.
of tours to take. If
Right.
you want to go back later and go on your own, that's something.
So they
else.
hit the hot spots for you.
the highlights.
Although
yeah.
this actually, I mean, I don't think this is that common a tour where you would do Portofino and Bologna. I mean,
Right.
I'm not negating them. I'm just saying
No.
most people who do Italy do Florence, Rome, Venice.
Yes.
Yep.
And they have a tour, 3
Yeah.
nights in
Right.
Rome.
Yep.
So this
3
is a
nights in
little
Florence.
bit more like somebody visiting the U.S. who's not doing New York, Washington, L.A.,
Right, yeah.
but is doing Vermont and maybe
Yes.
Yep.
somewhere up in Michigan. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying. It's
Yeah.
a little bit of a more specialty trip.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where we
Look at
left
that.
off.
Were you impressed with some of the speedboats when you were there?
We were impressed. I didn't include it
Yeah.
with a yacht.
Oh, you saw a big yacht?
Huge.
Yeah.
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 That I said I was going to buy for the family vacation.
Yeah.
It was just huge.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful. Again, a lot of towers. And if you ever go to Tuscany, you see a lot of the towns, the hill towns, have many towers so they can see who's coming.
So
Goes
that's
back to
what
the
you
old
think they
days.
were, lookouts.
Right.
A lot of them were,
Right.
yes. I mean, there are many that are with churches and
Yep.
cathedrals, but a lot of them are for security.
Yeah.
Well, we may be returning to that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know it looks like we're going back to walls
Yeah.
and towers for security.
Yep.
I see this area, though. You got a marina with it looks like a lot of sailboats.
Sailboats,
Yep.
yes.
I just remember the speed. Oh, this is beautiful. This is back in the main section of
Yes,
Venice.
yes.
Right.
The clock tower.
Yeah, you had nice dry weather there.
Yep.
Yes, well, we paid the price earlier. believe
Yeah,
me.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah. Really. Yep.
I got you.
Yep.
I remember we were once in Venice and it just kept raining,
Oh, yeah.
raining, and
Right.
it was tough to take because
There's-
there's not a lot of places to go
Right.
and avoid the rain.
There's nothing that ruins the best made plans than us. I mean, Florence, it just downpoured. Downpoured. Brutal.
Well, if you get in the museum, you're there at least a couple of hours.
Damage was done.
Damage was
Yep.
done. You're all wet and
Yep.
It took 2 days for our shoes to dry out.
really.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Again, nice weather. This is Venice again,
Oh,
one
yep.
of the side
Right.
canals.
Yep.
Did you go to that Guggenheim Art Museum
No.
at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
No, we didn't
No.
get that.
No.
That's a nice thing to see there.
That's the
Yep.
problem with one of these trips. You don't have time for everything.
Yeah,
Right.
no, even
No, it's-
wait,
Yeah.
even when you go without a planned trip, a planned tour, you don't have time to see everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you're limited. Most people are limited as to how many days they can take the vacation, or they have a hotel reservation 3 nights. They get
Yes.
in what
Right.
they can. So there's always things give and takes on these kind of things. And this is again back to Venice.
The
Yep.
Bridge of Sighs.
Yep.
Oh, this is an actual name.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
This is the Bridge of Sighs. It
Sighs.
runs from the Doge's Palace
Yep.
to the prison on the right.
oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
And for many a prisoner, it was their last view of Venice.
Yep.
Oh, this is.
And they call it the Bridge of Sighs because
Yeah.
They
That's what
sigh
they
that
do.
they're leaving.
Yeah.
Oh, so the prison was right next door.
yes.
Yep.
This is now the Grand Canal. And one of the things, if you've been to Venice, you may notice is I don't have a photograph of Ponte Rialto, the
Okay.
Rialto Bridge.
Right.
Oh, I remember that name, the Rialto Bridge.
We were just so running from here to there.
Yep.
We never got there.
Right.
We'd both been there many years ago,
Yeah.
but not this trip. And I feel like we missed
It
out
gives
on
you
something.
a reason to go back.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
There you go. A reason to return.
and I took this from a gondola.
Oh, you did take a gondola ride.
A gondola.
Yes.
Yep.
And this is from the gondola as well.
Yep.
And I think
Oh, he's got I see the official Venetian
the gondola
striped
shirt.
the
Yes.
gondola shirt.
Yep.
Yes. And I think this probably brings us to the end.
Fabulous.
Yep.
Fabulous. I think when you go to Las Vegas, if you go to the Venetian Hotel,
We took one of those rides too.
I think
Oh,
they
yeah.
wear the same gondola shirt, so they keep it authentic.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Fabulous. All right, so you finished in Venice, and then you went right to the airport?
Yes. We got up the last day. We had breakfast.
Yep.
They schedule, depending on your departure time, we went with a certain group of people
Yep.
and went by water taxi to,
And they handled all your luggage.
yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes it very nice.
Right.
Because, as we mature, sometimes
That's a
we're
good
not-
way of saying it.
we're
Yeah,
Thank
not-
you.
sometimes not so anxious
Yeah.
to be lifting 48-pound pieces of luggage
I
around.
know.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. It was, I will say this, it was a long walk from the water taxi to the terminal.
Right.
More than I had anticipated.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And we flew from Venice to Munich.
Listen, you're lucky
Yeah.
you come into Logan, because Logan, for customs, is
Awful.
relatively easy. You should see if you ever have to go into like Hartsdale in Atlanta. Oh my God, you're walking and walking.
I know it. Yeah.
A couple of years ago, my daughter put us on to the global entry
Yep.
program. So we're members of that.
Yeah.
And you don't have to wait in line. You go to the kiosk, you put your hand
Yep.
on. I'm sure you're familiar with it.
Yep.
And it's very simple.
But still, sometimes the walk from the, getting off the plane
Yes.
to,
Yeah.
it depending.
Yes.
As I say, Boston is relatively easy. Frankfurt, I don't remember whether it was a long hike, but
Well, we didn't go through
Yeah.
get out of the terminal. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yep.
We just went to another
So
gate.
you came back, you got back to Logan, and the same thing, they had you picked
pick
up.
you
and
up.
look at that, isn't
Yep.
that nice?
Right.
Another quick side story. We went to Scotland a couple of years ago.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Same
That was-
thing you did
Yes.
through AAA?
Scotland,
Okay.
yeah.
Called Discover Scotland.
Yep.
We got picked up in a blue Mercedes
Okay.
in Ashland. When we got to the airport in Edinburgh,
Right.
we got picked up in a blue Mercedes.
Again,
the only
okay.
difference was the steering wheel was on the opposite side.
Did you like Scotland?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been to Scotland.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen lots of pictures and it
Yeah.
looks beautiful.
Scotland.
She likes the pipe
The Pipers.
music.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Both times we went in August.
Yeah.
Oh, you went a couple of times to Scotland.
Well,
Right.
we did England, Scotland, Wales.
Right.
Okay.
And then we did just Scotland. And we went at the same time in August.
Yeah.
You can go to the Edinburgh Royal Military Tattoo.
Right.
And they have pipe bands.
Unbelievable.
various-
Really?
Unbelievable.
We had a
It's
group-
terrific.
Yeah.
We had a group on the show on Travels with Jack. This was a high school group,
Yep.
and they went to sing in a particular contest type thing that they do in Scotland. I think it was Edinburgh. They had a fabulous time. I remember oh my God, we must have had, I don't know if you were there, Joe, but we must have had 10, 12 students came and
Yep.
they all talked about the trip and they loved it. And
Yeah, right.
I said to my wife, I says, I really want to go to Scotland. Everyone seems to love it.
Yeah.
It's interesting because at the end, they sing God Save the Queen, the
Right.
national anthem.
Right.
And they sing Auld Lang Syne,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
which is actually a Scottish folk tune.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And of course, there you had a little Scotch whiskey.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
It's different than most places in Europe because there you tend to expect rain.
Right.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
you were prepared.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were fortunate because the rain occurred while we were on the coach.
Oh,
Yeah.
So we would stop and it was,
so tell me, what's your next trip you got in mind?
Well, let's see.
well, we're actually considering another trip in September to Switzerland, Austria, and Bavaria.
Oh, wonderful. Bavaria, I will tell you, has fabulous food.
Yeah.
If you like German food, oh my God, they do, the Venus and the soups, they do those heavy East European soups that I just love, the lentil and the
pastries aren't bad
the
either.
pastries are good. See, he likes the
Pastries.
pastries.
Pastries are
And
good.
they have in actually more so Vienna than Munich, but they
Right.
do this dark bread with these fabulous hot dogs and German mustard. You just die. I'm serious. They're
Yeah.
just great. They just lather on that hot German mustard with the soft brown bread. Oh, look, listen to me. See, I didn't eat dinner before the show. That's why.
We'll come back next time and host the show,
Well,
and you can bring
you
your
know
pictures.
what? That's why I'm asking you where you're going. I'm going to make you come back
Right.
with more pictures and share another trip with us.
Yep.
Our pleasure.
Oh, and I want
Yeah.
to thank you both very, very much for coming.
Thank you.
Right.
And I know with pictures like this, you better stick to the same camera.
Oh, no question.
Yep.
That's it.
Anyway, thank you again.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank you for being guests on Travels with Jack.
Okay.